These are the faces of Britain's sex offenders. 8 convicted men, 8 real court records, verified, not dramatized. This episode ranks them. Shortest sentence first, longest last. The longest ends in a hotel room. 3 hours. He strangled her until she lost consciousness, then suffocated her. A jury called it rape, 5 times over. 8 cases. How many years combined did a court decide they were worth? Alan Richens, 51, from Maidstone in Kent, came under investigation after child abuse images were shared through Telegram. Kent Police said officers established that he had distributed more than 218 indecent images and was involved in further message threads. Investigators seized and examined his digital devices, building evidence of both possession and distribution. Richens pleaded guilty to making and distributing indecent images of children. Maidstone Crown Court sentenced him on the 22nd of June to 3 years in prison. He was also given a 15-year sexual harm prevention order and placed on the sex offenders register for life. Those measures restrict his future behavior after release. After the 3-year custody term, the 15-year court order and lifetime police registration will continue to restrict his conduct. And remember, people, one thing we can collectively agree on is that we need to protect our kids. Cruz Buckley, 21, from Bridport, received a sentence of 3 years and 3 months for online sexual offences against a 14-year-old girl. Dorset Police said Buckley used Snapchat while posing as a 17-year-old named Joshua. He sent a photograph of another young man and formed an online relationship with the child. Police said Buckley sent indecent videos, threatened the girl into performing sexual acts on video calls, captured screenshots without consent, and later shared them with her family. Investigators traced the account to Bridport and arrested him in March 2025. His phone contained images and videos of the victim. Buckley admitted sexual communication, blackmail, making indecent images, sharing an intimate image to cause distress, and inciting sexual activity. He also received a 14-year sexual harm prevention order. Does this outcome give the public enough protection? Share your view below. Aiden Evans, 30, from Bentley in Doncaster, received a custodial sentence after several colleagues reported a catalogue of sexual assaults. South Yorkshire Police said the offending happened while he worked at HMP Moorland and during work social events away from the prison. An initial report led investigators to identify multiple victims, examine text messages, and gather detailed witness statements. In police interviews, Evans tried to describe his conduct as workplace banter, but detectives challenged inconsistencies in his account as the evidence grew. He eventually pleaded guilty to 9 counts of sexual assault and 2 counts of attempted sexual assault. Sheffield Crown Court sentenced him to 4 years and 1 month in prison. The court also imposed multiple lifetime restraining orders, preventing him from contacting the victims, and he was barred from future employment in the prison service. Should extended supervision have formed a larger part of the sentence? Tell us what you think. The online messages started with comments about a supposed 14-year-old girl's appearance, then quickly became sexual. Terrence O'Neill, 42, from Gresty Road in Crewe, was already subject to a sexual harm prevention order, restricting contact with underage girls. Cheshire Police said he ignored those conditions and used an online chat service to contact the person he believed was a teenager. Between the 14th and 22nd of April 2026, he described sexual acts and arranged to meet her for sex. The evidence was passed to police. O'Neill was arrested and denied what officers put to him, but was later charged. He eventually pleaded guilty to arranging the commission of a child sexual offence, attempting sexual communication with a child, and breaching his prevention order. On the 20th of July, 2026, Chester Crown Court sentenced him to 5 years in prison. The case exposed new offending despite an existing order. Follow offenders FYI for verified cases that may receive little wider coverage. Sean Sewell, 46, from Newtown in Birmingham, received a sentence of 6 years and 5 months after admitting 2 sexual offences. West Midlands Police said a 10-year-old girl reported being touched inappropriately at a city centre pub on the 8th of April 2026. Officers responded immediately and arrested Sewell nearby around 20 minutes later. Detectives from the Public Protection Unit then linked him to an earlier incident on a Birmingham bus. In October 2025, a woman had reported that a man exposed himself to her. The combined investigation resulted in charges of exposure and sexually assaulting a child. Sewell pleaded guilty to both offences. Birmingham Crown Court imposed the prison term and ordered him to remain on the sex offenders register for life. Do you think the court reached the right sentence? Share your thoughts below. Public evidence helped secure a 9-year prison sentence for rape in Sheffield. Ansar Younis, 41, was found guilty at trial after witnesses contacted South Yorkshire Police and provided vital information. Officers attended, secured evidence, and identified Younis during the investigation. He was arrested and charged with rape. Younis pleaded not guilty, so the case went before Sheffield Crown Court. The jury found him guilty on the 31st of March. On the 2nd of July, the judge sentenced him to 9 years in prison. Police said the prompt actions of members of the public were crucial to the investigation, alongside the work of officers and forensic specialists who built the evidence for court. Mark Watson, 55, from Belgrave in Leicester, received a sentence of 12.5 years for raping and sexually abusing a teenage boy. Leicestershire Police said the offending occurred between 2015 and 2018. The victim, now an adult, disclosed what happened to a third party in 2021, bringing the case to police attention. He told specialist investigators that Watson raped him on several occasions, forced other sexual activity, physically assaulted him, and regularly threatened violence. Watson denied the allegations and faced trial at Leicester Crown Court. On the 2nd of March 2026, a jury convicted him of 2 counts of rape and 2 counts of sexual activity with a child. The court later imposed a prison term, lifetime registration, a prevention order, and a lifetime restraining order. And remember, people, one thing we can collectively agree on is that we need to protect our kids. This man, Alex Owers, is 46 and from Queen's Road in Hull. Homicide police said a woman reported a violent 3-hour attack in a hotel in Tunisia in January 2025. She described being repeatedly raped, strangled until she lost consciousness, suffocated and assaulted. Owers denied the offences and faced separate court proceedings. In August 2025, a jury convicted him of intentional strangulation, 2 counts of suffocation, and 2 assaults causing actual bodily harm. After a later retrial, another jury found him guilty of 5 counts of rape. Grimsby Crown Court sentenced Owers on the 18th of June to 21 years in prison. Police praised the survivor for supporting both prosecutions. Her evidence supported 2 prosecutions that produced 10 convictions and a 21-year prison sentence. Is the balance between prison and long-term restrictions right here? Comment below. 8 men, 64 years between them. Divide it up and that is an average of 8 years each. 8 years for what you have just seen. And a determinate sentence in this country does not mean what most people think it means. Several of these men will be released on license long before their term is served. Back out, back among us. But their victims don't get a release date, a halfway point, or a license. Their victims get a life sentence. 64 years is what a court decided 8 of them were worth. It is not enough. It was never close to enough. Next time. 8 more. Southwest London, Cornwall, Doncaster, Staffordshire, Northampton, Leicestershire, Barry, Cardiff. 8 more men. 8 more towns that told themselves it does not happen here. One of them was given 6 months, suspended. He walked out of the court building the same day. We will name every single one of them. If you support our mission to protect women and children, comment, like, and subscribe, and share this. Spread awareness of the worst among us.